I know that many of you have heard my story before, and you're going to have to let me tell it one more time about interviewing. One of my friends worked at the college. I was a public health nurse. And they talked about the college, and she wanted me to come out for an interview, set it up. And I came out in my little pinstriped public health uniform, interviewed, and they offered me the job right on the spot. They needed nurses badly in the early 70s, just like we do now. I mean, it's never changed. So I was able to start that job, but I went back to the health department, and they said, how did it go? How did it go? And I said, I found my place in life, and I knew I had. So from that faculty member to the Dean of Academic Affairs to the president now for 14 years, I have loved every minute of it, and you know I have. And I talk about how honored I am to be the president of this college all the time. But now I am announcing that I will retire effective June 30th. So I wanted to meet with you, tell you, and you're going to be just fine. And I think when I think about leaving the college, certainly that's a huge transition for any of us as we move into retirement. And several have already made that move, that step this year with us. But I think about the college, and I know that even though these are very difficult budget times, I've told you we're going to be okay. And we're going to be okay this year, and then we'll be here to plan for how we move forward with whatever happens. But what will always carry this college is the success that we have, the graduation numbers, the retention numbers. And I don't know if any of you saw that wonderful tribute this morning in Paducah Sun, the editorial. Good run. Good run, and it absolutely has been a good run. But what they were most impressed with was that equity piece for us, that underrepresented minorities graduate at this college at the same level as any other student that walks in this door. And that's because of the blocks, the building blocks that we put under that student to give them equal opportunity as any other student that comes here. That foundation, that ability for them to move up. And then when you look at the programs that we have, the tremendous support of the community. And we've talked about that every time that we've had a session where we've had visitors come on campus from Aspen to the Southern Association. They always talk about the community support we have. And that's so very true. And you don't see that at certainly many colleges across the nation. The West Kentucky Community and Technical College Board, the Paducah Junior College Board. I met with faculty council this week and talked about how we would spend money from PJC that we always use for enhancements, how that would be spent. We couldn't do much of what we do without the board and the community support that gives to this college. I met with Bill Brown this morning at Baptist Health on that $5 million campaign now that we're going to try to finish up very soon. But Ashley and I had no trouble in him saying, yes, I want to support this, I want to give money to this because of what the college does. So all of those things from PJC to the West Kentucky Board, our community scholarship, our economic development, we're listed prominently as the bedrock of education in this community in that last economic development report. To the chamber, to our partnerships with K-12 and the dual credit program. All of those things are what will carry this college forward. we will be okay. When you're number one or number two or listed in that top group, you're always going to have opportunities. They're going to come to us because of our success. Now, I will be on and continue as president until June 30th. But I know that you want to hear a little bit about that transition and what will happen. In March, I think probably March 31st, when we have our grand opening of the last phase of the Paducah School of Art and Design, Dr. Box will come down that day, I think, and I will let you know as soon as possible, but I think that's the day he will come. He will meet with faculty and staff. He will meet with the boards and talk about the process with you. But basically, there will be a committee formed. We've gone through much of this sort of like we do things internally. A committee will be formed, and that will be comprised of members from the boards and the communities, representative of the community we serve. It will be, the other half will be faculty and staff. And then you will have an opportunity all along the way to have a voice in what you want this next president to be like. What do you want, what attributes do you want them to have? And be able to say that. And then from that, you develop the job description of what this person, you want this person to be, what criteria you set for them. And then with the search committee formed, with that criteria developed, then there will be national search. It will combine a professional search firm along with KCTCS, along with you. And then July 1, you will have an interim president. A person will be the interim until then a new president is found. If things go well and find those candidates that you believe are the person to lead this campus, then we could have someone in place at the college as soon as October. So that's basically the process. But last week, I was at a president's meeting, and you know, all you talk about is that budget, and you know, the latest you've heard from the legislature, the latest that's been said on, we really think we're going to get this cut? You know, are you hearing anything? And Dr. Box asked the group, this is all so, you know, negative stuff we sort of talk about, but what really inspires you? What inspires you to go back and do a good job at the college? And when it came to me, I said, you inspire me. I work with the absolute brightest, most forward-thinking, hard-working group of individuals that could be anywhere. That's who inspires me. I thought so. So that's what I think. And I'm honored, but I believe because of your brightness, your forward thinking, just this week, you know, we were talking about the next thing we were going to do, for students, and how we could make their lives better. And that's, you know, that was just one group I was in yesterday. That happens all the time. And some of the most hardworking individuals, and Alvin, amen, that one. So I thank you for being with me this morning. I thank you for the opportunity to stand in front of you as I always do. And I just sincerely thank you for being you and all the work that we've done collectively to create this absolute culture of excellence. So thank you.